Am I talking at an appropriate level?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can be heard.
You're good. You're louder than I am.
Nice.
Okay. Check. Let's start this thing off.
No kill. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hear the music.
I'm gonna pretend it's really good. Okay.
So yell blast with me. 3, 2, 1. Blast!
Blast!
Welcome to BandHouse Podcast. Steven's not here this week, so instead I have a very, 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 very special guest, but also friend. And also fellow musician. That's Jordan Waits. What's up, brother?
Hey, everybody. It's great to see you. I was not informed where the cameras are, so I feel like I'm looking at you. It's right here. It's great to be here with you. Happy to be here on the podcast, Taylor.
Tight, dude. It's good to have you. So what kind of music you been into lately? I know you've been building guitars and shit.
Ooh, I wasn't ready for that question. I've been listening to a lot of new kind of folk rock, or I don't know what you'd call it, like country core.
Country core? Are you making that
Amigo
up?
the Devil's been really big on my repertoire lately.
That sounds tight.
Yeah.
I don't know what it sounds like, but I'll listen to it.
Lots of banjo.
Tight.
Lots of deep South roots.
Tight.
Kind of getting back to the blues, where everything feels a little better.
Everything good has one foot in the blues.
That's truth. That's truth. One foot in the blues and the other foot in American capitalism is usually the right way to go.
Well, I find as well, if you couple your artistic endeavors with your capitalistic evilness.
Yeah, I think that if you can take music and really apply it to the underpants no model, you generally are more successful than the musicians who don't.
Right.
If you take music and then profit, you're going to have a better time as a musician.
Dude. I love taking my music and then profiting. It's been semi-profitable. I've made hundreds of dollars.
But I think that's the wrong way to look at it.
Yeah?
You've made thousands of cents.
So true. So true. And it's hard to quantize. No. Quantize? No.
Quantify.
It's hard to quantify like fanness. Like monetary is easy. How many dollars did you make? But how many fans did you make? It's like, well, was this guy really a fan, or did he just view it once?
That's true, but if you view it once, you're a fan.
Did she comment because she's a fan, or just because she felt like commenting? You know what I mean? Like you never know how to. But I think I've made a fan. There's two.
Hey, I think that's if you have two fans, that's almost AC. Like you're doing good.
Right.
You're on your way to being one of those
AC? Almost cool
guys.
I could be a cool guy.
You could be a cool guy.
I could be a cool guy. But no, in all seriousness, this podcast started off as just, like you were saying, it's a hot thing to do. And I watch a lot of podcasts, so I'm like, I just feel like it'd be so fun to monetize catch-ups with friends. You know what I mean? Like it's so fun to talk, and it's even more fun to hear myself talk. Ooh,
that's not narcissistic at all. I really appreciate the way that you've removed yourself from that endeavor.
Absolutely.
That's really good.
Everyone says it's all about the fans, and I totally
profit.
I totally profit.
Yeah. I think the most important thing for the fans is that the fans are enjoying themselves, loving you.
Yeah. They love watching me love hearing myself talk.
I think that's what's really the most important.
There's at least 40 people out there that don't mind me and Steven's shenanigans.
And that's great. And Steven's he's that white guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure.
Oh, no, that's RJ.
All right. He's that white guy?
You're thinking of RJ. Steven's that tall left-handed guy.
The tall left-handed white guy.
White guy.
Okay.
Sorry,
yeah. All right.
He plays bass, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, he's an idiot.
That's aggressive and probably unnecessary.
I hit the I too hard, I feel.
I mean, hey, if that's how you feel,
Let me try again. Can we run it back?
Let's run it back.
All right. Steven's that white guy, right?
That white left-handed bass player.
Yeah, and he's an idiot.
Yeah. Soft idiot.
Yeah, I threw a soft on there. I think it was better that way.
Feels a little more endearing, a little less aggressive.
Yeah. He's an idiot. That could work in a different context. If he was here, I would make sure.
I don't know him, so he's a stranger.
You've never met Steven?
I think I've met him,
but
I don't know him.
Just like, are you a fan or are you just a listener?
Come
on up, bud.
So I've met Steven once.
This is Chance.
So I think I'd say I'm a fan.
Yeah,
because I've met him once.
Yeah,
I've observed him once. So I mean, fan.
You've observed him in his natural habitat
once,
which is screaming and shouting or playing bass.
Screaming and shouting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where was it?
Here.
Oh, what was it? Tell me the story. Tell everybody.
I think we had I can't remember. everything about it, but I think that we had a jam session, which really was more that we just had decided to get together and become inebriated. And at this place, Steven was there.
Jam session.
Playing bass. Well, that's all a jam session is.
Right. Damn, that was a long time ago then.
It was a long...
Are you talking about February 2019?
No, I'm talking probably closer 2017, 18, maybe 18 pre-pandemic.
Are you sure it wasn't... Because I had a jam here in February 2019, right before the pandemic started. And you were here for that. Remember the drum? You played that djembe solo?
I remember it. I don't think it was... I think Steven was there, but I don't think that's when I met Steven.
Right.
Yeah.
Segue. If you guys are here for the new guitar, well, guess what? Click below and enter yourself into the giveaway, and we will pick at random. You have to be in the USA, but we're giving this Starcaster away. Give it a play, dude.
Well, let me get this. Let me see this bad boy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Starcaster.
The story is, it was an old family friend who wanted me to teach him to play guitar, and he quit. And he's like, hey, you should give this away. And I was like, I don't do giveaways. But now I do giveaways.
I think giveaways are good, man.
It's got a rosewood neck, which they don't make on these Starcasters anymore, according to RJ, but he could be wrong, but the internet will let you know.
No, they really kind of like, well, it's, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to poo-poo on RJ a little bit. I don't think it's not rosewood neck, but it's definitely a rosewood fretboard.
No, that's what I mean. I always say neck when I mean fretboard.
No, this thing's pretty cool. For those of you who, like, I'm going to talk about the guitar a little bit.
Yeah.
Starcaster's from Fender, if I remember right. Yeah, absolutely. And not quite a Stratocaster, but a really, really good guitar to have if you want to mess with something, tear some guts out, or you're just getting started on electric and are trying to tear it down on stage. Awesome guitar.
If you want a Strat guitar and you're like a beginner, this is the guitar.
And I would say for all those people down there who are like me and a little smaller human beings in stature, the difference between going with a Strat and or a Starcaster versus a Gibson is it doesn't weigh like 1,000 pounds. So
I know.
If you're going to be on stage for 4 hours,
why is that?
I just think that Gibson had something to prove. They saw Strat.
They found the heaviest wood they could find.
Yeah, I think they really just wanted to gym shame them and went with a heavier guitar.
Big guitars.
But this
and give everyone shoulder problems.
It does. Yeah.
The entire 70s lineup of guitar players have like bowler's shoulder.
I don't know what a bowler's shoulder is.
Well, you can imagine. I made it up. But
it's just a big ball? They got big balls on their shoulders?
No, sorry, a bowler's shoulder. Like someone who bowls too much. And then their shoulder would... Because it's a one-sided... Anyway, did you hear Mateo's switching to real guitar style?
Real guitar style? You saying he's going to start playing real guitars?
Well, he plays upside down.
I know Mateo, yeah, okay.
He plays a right-handed guitar, but he's lefty. And he switches it like a lefty, but it's upside down. So the high E string's on the bottom and the low E string's on the up high. Yeah. It's all wrong. He's done it his whole life, and he just bought a real left-handed guitar, and he's learning that way. And he's good, pretty good already. I'm like, wow, dude, to do that switch like that.
I think it'd be interesting because that's how Hendrix played.
Right.
To spend your whole life.
Right? No.
Yeah.
He restrung the guitar.
No.
Yeah. If you go watch him, I've done this a few times. If you watch him, it's normal guitar, but his headstock's backwards.
All right. Well, I'm going to propagate the myth that
sure.
Hendrix, it is absolutely played it upside down.
And the tritone was banned in the Middle Ages. All right.
Was it really? I think we should propagate the myth. Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
I was there. It would have been.
Yeah. Okay. That's amazing. I think that's really cool.
I'd have lobbied to get it back in style, dude, actually. I love me a tritone. Anyway, sorry.
Did you have Mateo come and play, like...
Not on a pod. No, we were just chilling.
Yeah, next time he's here, you should have him play all nonsense for the team. Oh, it's something to see.
Go back and find a thumbnail with a Colombian guy's face on it, and in that video, he plays a little bit.
Yeah. It's Latin Colombia, not like British Colombian.
Yeah, Colombia, not Colombia.
I'm not going to pretend I know the difference.
Henry told me one time because he was from Colombia.
Oh.
And there's a company in America that makes like sleeping bags or some shit. And it's Columbia. And it's everywhere. You've seen it. Shirts, coats, probably.
Because it's Colombia. But
it's CLOU and the country spelled CLO.
Colombia.
Colombia. I didn't know that until I was 22 years old. So
that's pretty cool.
Thank you, Henry.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worn their stuff. It's great.
Colombia's
great clothing.
Doesn't really matter what you're talking... Well... I don't know anything about the other Columbia to make a decent enough joke right now, so I'm gonna just not make it.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably not say anything
it.
that's not going to be wildly offensive.
I heard, this is speaking of wildly offensive. I heard Louis C.K. say something the other day on a podcast because I've been watching his comeback, and it's very, I wouldn't say modest, but it's modest adjacent.
Oh, wait.
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. is making a comeback?
I mean, he got canceled-esque.
Yeah, but
canceled adjacent. I mean,
he's making a comeback.
Yeah, he's doing podcasts. He's selling everything on his own website. Like,
But he's not coming back on to anyone this time.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's...
Well, he said something, and I'm losing my train of thought already. But what was it that he said that was? He's like sometimes. Oh, talking about. He was talking to Chris DiStefano, another comedian who's also known for talking about his family on stage, and he's like Louis C.K. also known for that, and he's like, it comes back to bite you. It's. He's like, there's so many topics in this world we can talk about. It's like you don't always have to say the thing. And I took that in a different context. I took that as you don't always have to say the offensive, funny thing. Maybe you could just wait and come up with a better joke or whatever. It doesn't have to be the cheap, easy joke that's going to make everybody laugh. That's also hurting people.
Yeah, I see that.
You definitely don't have to do that. And it's hard to come to terms with that because I like making people laugh. So it's like, and I don't mean just straight up like how many you fit in a,
Nope.
I'm not talking about those jokes.
Oh, you're talking about making a cringe personal joke pointed at...
I'm talking about, yeah, like I can't think of any on the spot, but if I think of one, I'll say it just to make a point.
Absolutely.
Because I'll have the editor cut it out.
There's an editor?
Mm-hmm.
Is it you? Is it you?
It's me.
It's you.
Yeah.
You're the editor.
Yeah.
And the producer.
Yeah.
And the host.
Mm-hmm.
And the marketing executive?
But that's probably the first hire.
Oh, first hire. I understand that.
Because the social media stuff is taxing, and now I know enough about it to hire someone to do it for me. Because I don't like hiring people to do stuff I don't know how to do, because that's how you get into problems, I think. I think someone taught me that once.
Yeah.
Like, don't hire an accountant well, I think I'm going to do that anyway. I tried to be my own accountant, and look where it got me.
Well, I mean, I think that you should hire an accountant if you can afford an accountant.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
You should hire someone to do your taxes.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, you think so every time?
Yeah, every time.
I've never done it.
You've never done your taxes?
No, I've never hired someone to do it for me.
I usually don't, but like I'm hiring someone to do my taxes.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out hiring someone to do your taxes is cheaper than an audit.
Well, here, I'll tell you something that is going to help a lot of people in my position. Musicians that are just getting started and you're making less than like $5,000 a year, which is still more than $0, which is still like, fuck yeah. You're not going to want to claim that and try to pay taxes on that because it's going to be like $1,000 out of your $5,000.
What?
Yeah, there's like a minimum or something. I don't know the rules, but...
So let's go ahead and say that this is a very theoretical conversation because you absolutely, and something you're going to release to the internet, do pay your taxes.
Oh, well, that's all paid. I'm talking about just live music.
Yeah, I'm just saying you pay your taxes.
Yeah, I pay my taxes.
You pay your taxes.
Yeah, I paid taxes.
Yeah, they do rake you over the coal when you do report it, but you've paid all of your taxes.
I paid every dime of taxes.
He's paid every dime
However,
of his taxes.
if you're a musician out there and you don't make that much money, you should not. You should definitely try, see what happens. But like, you should get paid under the table until you're making $20,000 or a real wage. I don't know what a real wage is. Not $20,000, probably $50,000.
I would just say that like,
or
you should report your taxes on everything that people can see.
Yeah. Cash.
Cash is king.
Is the opposite. So yeah, anything with cash, that's what I'm saying. Cash and tips. I've tried to pay taxes on my cash and my tips, and that's when I got fucked. I was like, well, now I'm not going to tell you guys how much tips I make. And I think that's legitimate. I can legitimately say that, depending on your definition of legitimate.
When I was a waiter, I reported all of my cash tips, but I know people who didn't.
Right.
And they had more money than I did.
Right.
Because they really rake you over the coal on tips. Human generosity is expensive for Uncle Sam.
Yeah. I remember this being a very confusing thing. So seriously, if you guys are in that position, but I don't know if this really is I'm not sure what our demographic is yet. I don't know if it's listeners or musicians or just both. I think it's musicians, but like, I don't know. I'm just going to talk about what I talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe people want to hear about what it's like to be a musician, you know? Maybe that's a thing. That's why I watch comedy podcasts. I don't know what it's like to be a comedian. And they talk about shit I don't know anything about. No, it's enjoyable.
I think being a comedian and being a musician are pretty similar. Crippling depression, not enough money, and
dude, one good reason why comedy's way more depressing. Probably.
Why?
You're alone.
Huh?
Music, you have a band most of the time, probably.
I don't know if that's true. I feel like the modern day musician,
solo artist
is accompanied by a little thing like this.
I'm not playing solo anymore this year, except at retirement homes, memory care units, and places like that because it's in the daytime. But if I'm playing a gig, I'm bringing my friends because I have not had fun for like 3 years of bar gigs.
I get that. That sounds
so it's so sad and boring,
really
and like lonesome
awful
and isolating because everybody's having fun and you're at work. And what's worse is you're not just working like. If you're at a bar, maybe you can have that same feeling. Everybody's having fun, but I'm just waiting. No, you're busy. You're doing stuff. You're making money that way. I'm supposed to be living my dream. You know what I mean? Mine's supposed to feel, you have to deal with the word supposed to. You're not going to feel very rock starry,
I think that is something that's really fascinating about everything in life, especially pursuing your hobby and your passion as like your career, is that how you imagined it feeling and how you see it feeling for what you think it feels like for other people is not necessarily how it feels in reality.
Yeah. I think I followed that.
So at some point the hobby does become work.
Right.
And that's tough.
Yeah, and I don't mind working, but it's something about being at a bar and like, what is it? It's the equivalent of like maybe you're working a desk job as a cop. You're like, I don't want to be here. This isn't what I signed up for. I wanted to be out in the field, But then, like, I think about that. I'm like, I don't really want to be out in the field. I don't want to be out touring. I don't really want to do that.
No.
I only want to do that if I'm lucky enough to do it right. Like, I don't want to do the trench style touring. Well, I'm already too old. I already couldn't handle it.
Even the folks who do it right, like, the way they've talked about their experience is miserable.
I know.
I mean, there's like that fun section of like 3 years where you do too many drugs and women, and then there's the 18 years after where you're just sad, alone, and have VD. Oh, yeah. And it sounds really, really taxing.
Yeah, if I was to tour, I'd want to bring my family, Willie Nelson style. I'd want to like go golfing on the Sundays after the gigs. I want to like have fun and an enjoyable life. I know that's a lot to ask for, but it's my life. I want to ask for a lot.
It's your life.
Yeah, I don't want to.
And it's now or never.
I don't want to. Yeah. I'm not going to live forever.
It's true.
And I just want to live while I'm alive.
I appreciate that.
That's what it was.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
I think people should do more things like Willie Nelson. Just smoke a metric fuck ton of weed, hang out with your family, and play guitar like a sad cowboy.
Right. And maybe it's because he writes his own songs. Maybe I should write my own songs. Something about playing bar gigs, just singing the same old song the same old way. And I'm not like, I don't have a goal. Maybe if I'm out there grinding away at my own music, trying to make it sound good and make the people like it. And
I feel that. I think that there's something really mechanical about taking someone else's work and trying. It requires a lot of skill, and I think it's a great thing to master. But like, and just making that sound the way, as much as how they made it sound as possible.
Right.
Because it's not. It'll never be your song.
Yeah, it's not. It never feels good. I mean, it does at first when you're learning, but then after a while. I watched a Tim Hensen guitar video, and he's a good, like, 28-year-old guitar prodigy, possibly, from Polyphia, I think is the band.
Polyphia.
I believe that's the name of the band. Something like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he started his like first video. He's a little kid, and he's playing. He's playing wine red, beautiful. He's playing. Sorry, one more try. He's playing. Right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then after a while, he's doing his weird, crazy tappy stuff.
Okay.
But it was cool to watch going from like, I'm going to do the thing, just like everybody else does it, and then I'm going to go my own way completely. And I've been genre hopping. Once I get super good at one genre, instead of writing songs and trying to create a product and market it and capitalize on it, I just pivot and go to a different genre and try to learn everything about the guitar playing of jazz or rock, blues, country. Now I'm into hip hop, which is no guitar, but it's a different musical mindset. Not that there's no guitar, but you know what I mean? It's not a guitar-based genre. It's completely different. It's not a musical based genre. It's a sample based genre. It's a creation based. It's dope.
It's really cool. Yeah.
It's fire.
Okay.
But where I forget where I was going with that. I just creating a sound, creating your own style. I don't know what I'm doing. That's where I'm at.
I appreciate that. Yeah, but I think you have to go and dip your toe in everything if you're really going to come out the other end.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
And put everything out there.
I want to put everything together. I want to make, a heavy rock, hard rock, metal album, but with like, I don't know, more of a softer edge to it. Like, I know Opeth is always a good example because they are heavy as fudge, but then they like also have some full songs that are just not death metal at all. I'm like, how did they still sound like Opeth even though it's like it sounds the same band even though it's completely different? And I like that idea. And they're older guys.
I don't think I've ever heard of Opeth.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like a huge mainstream thing, but if I had albums like that, that would be a huge success. They have musically beautiful albums.
I think that in itself is like worth capturing. Because I think that there are so many musicians out there that don't get that recognition for great music that they've made.
Yeah.
So I think if you can capture something that's uniquely your sound, even if nobody really commercializes it to the way that
to its fullest extent or whatever, like it's
that we quantify success by.
Yeah.
That it's a success.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Ozzy quit.
Oh,
Ozzy retired
from
touring, from music,
from Pink Floyd, right?
Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's their lead guitarist.
Yeah. And who sang for Pink Floyd again? I forget every time.
I think his name was Adam Levine, right?
Adam Devine. Actually.
Adam Devine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard good things.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard good things.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a fan, but I've heard good things.
Yeah. Well, he's done.
He's done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ozzy, that is.
Yeah. And he's
sad. I read his post, and it was really sad.
Why was it sad?
Just because he's like, I want to tour. I don't want to let you guys down, but like my back is broken now.
Sharon told him no.
And Sharon said no.
Sharon said no. Let's be
Sharon
real.
said, let's be done. Are they? I thought they were done.
Are they done?
They're on, and she is him, and he is her.
I feel like Sharon told him no.
Yeah.
I think he said, Sharon, can I go tour? And she was like, no.
No, I don't want you to do that.
No, you're not doing that anymore. You're 1,000. You can't walk. You're done.
Good night.
Go to bed. Have some tea.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're British, right?
Yeah.
So they definitely
Pink
have
Floyd?
their tea.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd's British. I think that's actually true. Pink Floyd is British.
That is true. I've never heard where he's from completely, but I'm pretty sure Pink Floyd is British.
Yeah, Pink Floyd is British.
Yeah.
All of Pink Floyd is British. Like all of their music's actually like about
being very much
British war. So I mean, they absolutely are British.
When I saw Roger Waters, it was so dope because he was putting up "fuck Reagan," and then it would say "fuck Clinton." So it was like, oh, a little bit of each.
Yeah.
And then it would say "fuck Bush." And I was like, yeah. And then it would say "fuck Obama," and I was like, all right, fuck Obama. I've never said before, but all right, fuck him.
All right, we're just
saying fuck everybody.
Yeah.
And then it said Trump. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
It basically was saying fuck capitalism, right? Or whatever. Like, fuck America.
I think
Fuck your presidents and all that.
I think he's more against the industrial war machine.
Right.
There
you go. That's a good way to put it.
I think if you took Roger Waters, gave him a president that pulled everyone out of the wars and was like, we're not going to do war, I think Roger Waters would be like...
He would stop touring?
I think he'd still tour because he needs to make money and be a hypocrite in that sense. But like all capitalists...
well, he's not a warmonger.
No, but we're all capitalists. Right. Even like
But capitalism is... I'm okay with being capitalism. The industrial war machine now... That's something I can direct my hate into that's not cliche.
It's true.
Like capitalism, fuck it. I'm a communist. Everybody's thinking they're smart. Dude, have you seen this? Have you seen how many people our age or younger are like, we're communists and it's cool. And we're so smart about it. We're so smart.
I think it's really ironic.
They tried in the past, but we're going to try again. And it's going to work different this time. Because
no one's really a communist. And one of my favorite bands of all time is Rage Against the Machine. Are you a fan? You're a fan? Rage Against the Machine.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say his name wrong because I always do, but like Zach De La Rocca and Tom Morello, some of my favorite musicians of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it really ironic that the most anti-capitalist band I can ever find has some of the most copyright-protected music from Columbia Records.
Wow, Columbia too, not even Columbia Records. It's
Columbia Records. And it's really fascinating that like the most fuck capitalism, fuck the system, fuck systemic racism, fuck the systemic system on which we're built are also just a bunch of sellouts.
Yeah.
So cheers to everyone who calls himself a communist in America.
What do they say? They have a saying. What's a communist saying?
May death come swiftly to your enemies.
I don't know if that's what it was. That's where the podcast sponsors would go if we had some. I have some. I'm working on some, though. We got some in the works. Honestly, we'll probably have to get to like 10,000 subscribers first. But I have some in the meantime that might be a non-paid like pick company.
Nice.
You know who you are. We're in the works. Secret. It's the only pick I use, so but we'll go over it.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Do we get to know what pick it is?
Yeah, Bog Street Picks.
Bog Street Picks.
I talked to him a while back, but I'm gonna bring him up again.
Nice.
Now we've got some.
I just want to
some traction.
I definitely want to remind Columbia Outerwear and Fender and Gibson that we talked about all their products today.
Yeah.
So just saying those sponsorship spots are available. What do they say? That Smash Mouth band. If the offer shines, you might as well be walking on the sun.
That's the line?
I don't know. I think that I don't really know.
I don't think that is.
I don't listen to Smash Mouth.
I think it's false information.
You think that's false?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's okay if you say it with a vocal fry.
Right, yeah.
As long
vocal
as you
fry.
talk a little bit fry. So you been watching any good shows or movies lately?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, what do you got?
I've been watching The Peaky Blinders.
Heard of it?
Which is a show about British capitalists
Aussie.
who are pretending to be British socialists who masquerade as British fascists and commit crime.
How many seasons in are they?
I think I'm on season 6.
Oh, so that's a show.
Yeah, I've got ADHD though, so I don't do a good job at watching it.
Yeah.
I know I like their hats.
Mm-hmm. Let's pivot from TVs to ADHD. How does yours manifest?
How does my ADHD manifest?
Me and Allison have it, and it's tough when you two in one couple have it. Nothing gets done ever.
I'm familiar. Everyone I date has it, so.
Seek like minds. At least they understand. That's my favorite part of dating one.
Yeah, it's just
in one of the
neurodivergent is the word we'd use
within the neurodivergent community.
So neurodivergence for me does a couple of things, and I think you'll appreciate this as a guitar player because I believe we actually have the same neurodivergence. Is that I can't sit still during movies or during it all. I'm watching your foot move right now, as I can see you're the same way.
It's a little intentional, but
it's
we'll go back in the footage, and I was already doing it before that.
So what I'll do is I'll take my my Fender, that's an electric, unplugged.
Speaking of Fender, make sure you click the link below and enter to win.
Do it.
US only.
But I'll just play guitar mindlessly while I watch TV because not having my hands do something is torture. Yeah. And for anyone who doesn't know, Taylor's done this our whole life. The entire time we've known each other, which is going to be 20 years here soon.
Around the house, it's bad though, because I'm always like, It's almost, it's not a compulsion. I don't have to do it.
But it's hard not to.
But I catch myself doing it all the time. Is the thing. It's like you said, unconscious or non-subconscious or whatever, one of those words. Non-subconscious. But yeah, you were saying? Go ahead.
So that's my version of ADHD. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that most people who have ADHD have intersections in either ADD and some even with autism that cause a lot of really interesting behaviors. OCD.
I've seen some people do some. I mean, I obviously have minimal forms of it.
Yeah, I do not.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't have
I am very messy. I care very little about my environment. But the other people I date definitely have a stronger version of the OCD side of all of that. It's really fascinating. But yeah, medication helps.
Yeah, for real.
That's what I found out.
Yeah, I don't have any, but I've tried, and it does work.
Yeah, I just got back on mine after 3 months of being off because the VA, the world's best healthcare system.
Yeah, the only reason people go on and off things is because of medication process.
Yeah, the process.
The process, something fails. Like my insurance that I've totally have and it's legit is just doesn't
do it. Yeah. Yeah, the same thing is that the
also,
best thing...
my ADHD prevents me from being able to fully function in that. Trying to like fill out a form and shit. I'm like, oh!
It's a vicious cycle for people who struggle to get processes started. Yeah. To have them not get their medication that help them with processes by being interrupted by the process.
Right. Yeah.
It's a great thing.
Yeah, it's fun.
Soft pivot.
Yeah.
I had my, for like the third time, I've had my identity stolen, right?
Hold on real quick. That's going to be my rap name, Soft Pivot.
Soft Pivot?
All right.
I actually kind of like that.
That's pretty good.
But I've had my identity stolen for like the third time, right?
Hold on.
And
what? The third time?
Yeah, like the third time.
Why?
Because apparently I'm a very desirable person to impersonate.
Is it that, or do you have the same passwords for everything?
Apparently I'm a very desirable person to impersonate.
Gotcha.
But like, so this time somebody requested my voter information and they gave them all my information. Be like, yeah, that's totally him. Yeah. And then like sent me an apology letter. Be like, hey, sorry, we gave all your shit away. This is what you can do. And I'm like, the fuck?
Oh, well, at least they said, here's what you could do.
Yeah. Here's the thing you can do at no cost to us to protect your identity.
Isn't that a ransom? No?
I don't fucking know.
Bring us the money and we'll fix your shit.
So this was from the government because they gave away my voting information. Before it was, I'm not sure if we'll get in trouble for saying it, but a certain Cougar-esque Washington college that I applied to lost their entire database of information from students that had applied there and got stolen.
Applied? Not even went?
Yeah, I didn't even go there. I didn't even give them my fucking money to steal my shit. Like, they stole my shit for free.
Yeah.
Actually, I paid them to steal my shit and not even get an education.
Worst kind of being stole from.
What I'm finding interesting, though, is that, like, people steal my identity.
Yeah.
And, like, that's like stealing a 91 Geo Metro from the hood. Like, there's way better identities out there to steal.
Yeah, why? Easier?
Right.
You're an easy target.
I just feel like if you steal my identity, you just like, what? Do you want all my debt? Like, you're going to be stealing negative assets.
Dude, there's that. I know. I was thinking of the Chris Pratt Parks and Rec joke where someone's like, you're going to get your identity stolen. And he goes, debt and all?
Yeah. Stealing my identity might improve my credit. Like, it's...
Dude, mine has to be 350.
I don't think it can go that low.
It does, and that's the very bottom, and I've never seen anybody with it.
350 is the lowest it can be.
For those of you who don't know, I worked in the mortgage field for like, I'm like a, you know how you've heard of a mortgage professional? I was like a mortgage amateur, and I worked in the field for like 3 years.
Okay.
And it goes 350 to 800. So if anyone says anything outside of that bound, they're making it up. However, I've been out of it since 2017, so who knows what's changed, you know? Everything's changed so much in the last years. Maybe they've expanded the numbers on the FICO score.
I am angry at every metric that does not start with 0.
What do you mean?
I mean, how are you going to start at 350?
Oh,
like, how
sorry,
is 350 0?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how that works.
But
yeah, any TV show that goes, this guy's credit score is 250, I'm like, it's not funny because it's not accurate.
They say that?
In like a TV show, I don't know. Maybe it's New Girl.
Oh, I liked New Girl.
Until that. That's the fucking bottom line for me.
No, I did. Like, I think that they built a whole show around bad writing that allowed it to be good.
Really? I didn't even notice. I thought it was good. Is it not good?
It's bad.
Maybe the writing is bad.
It's a bad show that's enjoyable.
Oh,
and those are the best kind.
Well, I think I really liked all the characters.
Yeah, I like the characters.
Like the actual actors and the characters. Like Winston, the guy who plays Winston is dope. I've seen him in some podcasts.
Yeah, the guy who plays Dan.
Dan.
Isn't he the simpy guy that
Nick?
like gets her? Yeah.
I knew what you meant because he looks like Dan.
He looks like a Dan.
I bet his real name's Dan. What is it?
Yeah. Is it Dan?
No, I know what it is. Hold on, let me think of it. Your nose is right in the... All we can hear is breathing.
You can hear the breathing?
I was thinking about a technique to prevent that. Maybe put it up higher so that your nose... Put it level with your nose. Right? So now breathe.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, you have to do some work. Oh. BandHouse podcast. Yeah, try that.
Is that better?
Yeah.
That's actually better. All right, cool. I'm going to...
Microphone techniques are real.
They really are. Nuance of the tools.
Yeah. Right. And it's not the actual tools, because this is your basic microphone, but it's how you use the tools. You could record a whole album on this microphone if you're good.
Yeah.
Or you could, like my technique right now is to breathe lightly. But since you're not wearing headphones, that's going to
I
be
have
harder.
no idea what's going
It's
on.
going to be harder to monitor. So
I'm just kind of yelling
Boom,
in the air
dude.
and hoping for the best.
mortgage professionals, audio masters, dude.
Are they?
I don't know. I just say it.
Oh,
I just
okay,
say stuff now.
All right.
No one else is going to say it, so you have to self-proclaim sometimes. It's kind of like making up your own nickname, though. It's like never going to work.
Making your own nickname up?
Yeah.
I think you can make your own nick up if you're consistent enough.
Yeah?
I think what you do is you
All right,
make
let
up
me
a
try.
nickname.
All right, let me try.
Okay.
I'm live. I'm playing live. What up, y'all? My name is Lil Pivot, and I'm here to rock.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that any starting band,
Yeah.
and this is an unpopular opinion for a lot of bands,
Hold
because
on. Can I give you a beat while you do it?
yeah, please. Any starting band needs to take the time to workshop names. I can't hear the beat, but I'm confident. Yeah. If you're not workshopping your names as a new band, you've committed to the bad name you came up with. So like, Dylan had one the other day, Comey and the Tapes. Great band.
That's so good the other day.
Great
That
band
was
name.
when it was relevant. That's when
Yeah.
you came up with that. I thought that was you, Comey.
No, that Comey Tapes was him.
Either way, it's a really funny name.
Yeah, Daddy and the Sassy Bottoms. Like, just if it feels right in the moment, if the big isn't good enough, if it wasn't a big gig, if you don't have a record out, just throw that out as your name.
Right. Yeah, that's a cool thing is don't be so, like, I've been a little stingy with names, but, like, it doesn't matter if you're not capitalizing, if you're not doing capitalism like I'm trying to do with music, it's easy to do whatever name you want, but if you want to capitalize, use one name, because then people can find you and all that. Blah, blah, blah,
Eventually,
blah,
you're going to want to use one name, but here's the thing is, like, what don't musicians have?
blah. Money. Friends.
Right. Money.
Oh, wait, no, they have friends. They have friends. But money,
sometimes they have
money
friends.
was, I thought we were doing a whole list.
No, it's money. Money's the
just
big
one thing.
Money. The
All
big
right, what's
one,
number
right?
2? What's musicians don't have?
It's money. Money informs everything else.
All right, you're right.
So you don't have the money, so you're clearly not being able to afford market research.
Right.
So you have to do your own market research, and how do you do that unless you workshop names at live gigs?
Right. Sorry, I was looking to make sure it was recording.
no,
Your foot
no.
is blocking the red light.
My foot's is the
Yeah,
red light
my
working?
OCD needs to be able to see that red light.
Yeah, I definitely have learned from year in professional video production that red light is an important facet of the process.
Red light's good. Dude, we did video. We learned video together.
We did.
Isn't it cool that I'm using this stuff, like, all day long, every day?
It actually.
I'm
is
on
cool.
Premiere editing just like I used to.
You're
but
using Premiere?
Yeah, and I
That's
have been
amazing.
for years. Like 5 years I've been using Premiere every day. It's like getting good at it.
I love it. I
Still
love
don't know the
it.
shortcuts, but I'm getting good at it, dude.
The shortcuts for chumps.
Yeah, I type it in.
Type it in.
Click
Like
it
a
in,
king,
click down the
yeah.
menus, look for shit.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's
It's all
how you
about
do
the
it.
cut. I love the soft cut, the soft pivot.
Going hard on that soft pivot.
I really
like
like it.
I like
That might
it.
be the name of the episode.
The soft pivot.
Soft pivot or Colombia. Oh yeah, we don't want to use that.
Yeah.
We've just said it a lot. It's come back. It's come back around
I think
a lot.
it has. I think that Columbia, which is a fantastic company in heated wear, that more people should know about. Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm wearing Columbia.
Are you sure? Is that really right? Is Columbia the right brand? Because I said that, but I wasn't sure.
No, Columbia
But they do
outerwear.
make coats.
It's good.
It's
They're
outerwear.
like
Yeah.
they're like North Face for people who don't want to feel like a sheet of wet paper.
Why would that? Why is North Face wet paper?
I just feel like North Face has very slick gear. Like it's very like it's texturally.
Oh, slick.
ADHD, neurodivergent.
Yeah.
Texture is a big thing.
Oh,
And like
textures are so big. You have the texture part.
I have the
Dude,
texture part.
I mean, I hate it because it makes me not want to go anywhere and do anything unless it's my way with my exact fucking.
Yep.
I need
Yep.
all my touchies to be right. I need to have my drink. I need to have my smoke. I need to have the right shirt. Long shirt. This is not a long shirt.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about it this whole time. Good sweatpants, dude. I'm making sweatpants. I'm bringing them. I'm bringing the heat with the sweatpants these days.
That's how you keep your house hot with sweatpants. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Why do people wear? You're wearing jeans, right?
I'm wearing jeans.
Why do people wear jeans?
I think that there's a social expectation in the world that you're wearing jeans.
Weird, huh?
Well, I think that like I went today. So for what I do for my job is I build fucking nonsense.
Okay, but you build. So
I build
that's
shit.
Why
Like
you should
I
be wearing jeans?
Like I would say I build houses, but I'm not starting the house.
Your
And
collar is blue.
my collar is
It's got
like,
some white in there.
Yeah, it's blue with some bleach stains because I own the company. So like,
Right.
yeah,
But you're
it's-
out getting your hands in the dirt.
I'm getting my hands in the dirt,
Which is jeans is. I mean, I see the boots you're wearing. That's
Yeah.
practical.
Oh, these are just my.
But I mean, like-
slides, yeah.
But also jeans are what I would wear if I was to class up from this. But what's weird is this is closer in appearance to slacks, not in fabric. I get that the fabric's the deal. But as a guy who needs his fabric to be cozy, sweats are so much cozier than fucking slacks. Slacks aren't bad.
I don't disagree. But I would say that
it's weird that jeans are in the middle of there.
Capitalism, and we've talked a lot about capitalism in this episode.
Yeah.
All forms of professionalism, which is associated with like success, has to be marked by suffering. And jeans are a symbol of suffering.
Yeah.
They are functional and they look good, but they have to be uncomfortable enough that people know that you made a choice this morning.
Right. Like high heels.
Choose pain. Yeah, exactly.
High heels. High heels for boys.
They're high heels for boys.
Name of the episode.
High heels for boys. I'm into it.
Dude, but women wear jeans too.
They do, but women are also wearing high heels.
But they probably less wear jeans because they have other options. We only have jeans and sweats.
I disagree.
And basketball shorts. You're right. We have options.
I think women wear a lot of sweats. I think that my favorite version of women, and ladies, if you're out there...
you're talking about hoes. You're about to talk about hoes.
I'm just saying that the most attractive thing to me is a woman who gave up on fashion. I call them sweater goblins. And that's my absolute...
Sweater goblins.
Yeah, sweater goblins are my favorite demographic of them. You see a girl in a tight red dress and high heels with lipstick and makeup done. People are into that shit. Fuck that. Fuck all that noise.
Well, it's too obvious.
Yeah, give me tangled hair.
Too on the nose.
Tangled hair, an old fucking Led Zeppelin sweatshirt with holes or paint on it. Or
Dude, you know what got me?
What?
Aubrey Plaza on SNL. At the very end, when they go, she was the host, and she goes, "Thank you guys so much, all right," and then they back up, and everybody's high-fiving, and at the end of SNL, she was wearing a Megadeth shirt.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like Megadeth, but the fact that it wasn't a Metallica shirt, a Guns N' Roses shirt, or a Sublime shirt was cool. It was a real band that people don't wear. An AC/DC shirt. These shirts that people just wear just because.
I will say I like any band shirt not from Hot Topic. Like, give me a Sublime shirt, not from Hot Topic.
Dude, they have them at Target.
What?
Yes, they made it into the top echelon of female fashion wear.
Target.
Target is where it's like Milfs R Us is what I think of Target as.
Milfs R Us.
I was just there today because I have a gift card. The only money in my name I have is a Target gift card.
I've been there. Yeah.
And I went to Target to just look for something to live on. I found some creamer for my coffee, so that was good. I made my coffee a little treat. Anyway, I was at Target. There was a bunch of moms there. It was just filled with moms. But also the clothing, and this is when I go with Allison, who's also a female.
Yeah.
She goes there and she looks at the shirts, and it's Guns N' Roses, Rolling Stones, the Rolling Stones lips.
Yeah.
And then Sublime.
That kind of.
And I asked her, I was like, "Why Sublime?" The logo's cool. I'm like, "You're right. It's so cool."
I get the Guns N' Roses, not the Guns N' Roses, the Rolling Stones. I knew.
Cool logo.
Sublime
because of the lips.
But I think Target's a great place for that.
But I'm just saying, isn't that weird that Sublime made the... Like, if you listen to the songs, you wouldn't want to be listening to Chico Mi Tipo or whatever, or like...
Or you do. Because inside every MILF is a bad girl who sold out.
Nice.
And I think that that's a great place for us, too, is Target. Like... Gentlemen and ladies, like, if you want to go meet people, because women are always out there. I think that young women or older women are out there looking for bad role models,
middle or aged women
for their children.
Sorry, what?
They're looking for bad role models for their children, and I think Target is a great place to find bad role models.
You think so?
That's why I spent time at Target.
I mean, I was there.
I'm a bad role model.
Fuck,
yeah,
you're right. I was like, what kind of guys were there? I didn't notice. Oh, ones like me.
Yeah,
degenerates.
Yeah, degenerates and sweats.
Yeah.
Yeah, the C+ of human mating.
A solid C+.
C+.
There's nothing to shake a stick at. A C+.
Sometimes you work harder for a C+, and other people work for A's.
I know, that's so true.
And it's true, but like you also got to remember the people buying clothes at Target, they're not bringing A+ game either.
No.
So it's
right. It's all C's.
It's all C.
Target.
Some solid B minuses.
We're all
solid B minuses at Target. But I'm there for it.
If you passed high school, we're your store.
Target.
If
you passed high school.
Yeah. If you went to college, you may as well just go to... What kind of store is Target? Is it Fred Meyer? Is it a Safeway?
I would say it's the Fred Meyer. Like
people from other places say your names of your stores, your Ralphs and your Leroy's. I don't know what the name of it is, but...
Well, it's like slightly
Albertsons.
nicer Walmart.
Oh.
It's
Kmart, remember
it's
Kmart?
the Walmart you go to if you're not on government assistance.
In Walmart you go to if you have government assistance.
Yeah. Fascinating. Capitalism is Walmart actually employs people intentionally
That suck?
at the hours that allow them to get on food stamps, because then their employees will spend food stamps at Walmart.
That's really smart.
It is. It's absolutely evil, but fascinating.
But very, very, very interesting. I like stuff like that. It's almost like people say it's fucked up, but it's kind of like nature. It's kind of like if you look into the animal kingdom, you're going to see some fucking heavy shit like that.
If you have the tools, why would you not do it? There's nothing that it incentivizes you not to.
Right.
Which is, I mean, it can cause like a kind of a abstract conversation about morality, but I think that's a little heavy and a little late in the episode for that.
No, this is perfect time for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we definitely what's the word?
Ponder?
No, pontificate.
Pontificate.
Upon life and morality a lot on this podcast.
Yeah, I would say that, like, for everybody, and like, let's go back to our communists. I'm a communist and we'll make it happen. The ones that live in the apartment and order all their communist memorabilia from Amazon, is that you live in the structure that doesn't allow that, a structure that has tools. Is I think that I can say I hate capitalism and it shouldn't exist like this. But after this podcast, I am going to get in my car. I'm going to drive on taxpayer roads. I'm going to go back to my house. I'm going to sit in my bed. I'm going to watch YouTube, which I pay for,
Me too.
and maybe order something off Amazon. And all of these things are objectively not moral if we're going to take the position that what capitalism does as a system is bad.
Right.
And if we do any of these things, we're supporting it.
Right. If you say capitalism is bad, like if you're out there publicly saying it,
Yeah.
what is that? Does that make you a hypocrite?
I think,
Or because like I've said it. I mean, it's true too.
yeah.
It does suck. Objectively, capitalism sucks, but it's like the best thing that we've tried so far.
I think that if you say capitalism is bad,
Yeah.
and you are unwilling to give up the luxury that comes with capitalism.
Right.
you're a hypocrite.
Right. There you go. Nice way to. You got away with words. Dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm glad you should have your own podcast, dude.
No, it sounds like a lot of work.
No, I'll be your producer.
Oh, shit.
You just have to host it.
I'll come out. Yeah, we'll do more. We'll figure.
That'd be fun because
we'll
you're.
workshop it.
I've always thought you needed to be doing something with your words because you're a good speaker.
Well, we could talk about stuff like that. I just think it's really fascinating that we talked about the kids these days. Because back in my day,
Yeah.
if you wanted to make a moral argument,
Yeah.
you had to walk 3 miles uphill both ways in 4 feet of the driven snow
It's always driven.
to find somebody to pontificate to. And kids these days just hop on their Twitter, and they just hop on their Facebooks, and they just hop on their My Pages and say all kinds of things
My page.
without having any structure in which to kind of relate it back to, or are unwilling to give up the things that they themselves are criticizing.
I know. It's wild. Well, I mean, we'd all have done it if we were 20 with this kind of microphone. Like, thank God I have done this podcast. I started it in my 30s. So it's like I saw this kid today that was just like bad mouthing somebody because it was a famous person.
Yeah.
And they were saying, oh yeah, but that famous person's dad worked at this place and this place was responsible for the crash of this and they were a vice president. And it's like, well, don't you know anything about anything? And you look at the comments and it was just like ripping them apart. Like, vice president of the company doesn't mean you're really the vice president of a company.
I mean, and
Like, you're vice president of sales, that's just a name. Doesn't mean anything. It's just like you don't know enough to go on there and say, hey, this person's fucked up, fuck you. And it's like, do your research first.
even if you do,
And then get it peer reviewed.
everything is evil. Disney,
I know.
evil.
So
I
yeah,
have a Ford
even if you're right, you probably don't need to say it.
Yeah, everything you do, your existence means you are consenting to evil. I have a Ford F-250 that we use for my company, right? Henry Ford,
And the one that totally works.
the one that's totally broken right now,
Got it.
because it is in fact a Ford, and we couldn't afford a Chevy. But Henry Ford, seething racist, sold tanks to the Germans in World War II.
Whoa, really?
Actively assisted the Nazis.
Whoa.
Until we were at war with them. Henry Ford was actively
Inventor of the
The Ford truck.
And the, what's it called? Assembly line. That's how they made these. It was at around the same time.
I don't know exactly if he was responsible for the actual, the first assembly line.
I said it.
Okay, fine.
So it has
fine,
to be
we said
true.
it, and if it's misinformation, it's the internet, which means we're okay.
Which means no one is going to fact check us.
Yeah, but like...
but you guys should look it up. I think Ford invented or popularized. Let's use that word. You can't be wrong.
Especially for automobiles.
Can't be wrong.
Yeah. But like...
But yeah, not for... But yes.
Everything we do is evil.
Sorry. Yeah.
And if you're going to sit there and be like, well, this person fucked this person for this, this, and this, you have to like just stand in the mall naked.
The only person I know that's standing in the mall naked is Dylan. He's actually walking a pretty close line to how he's talking. You know what I mean?
I think as close as you can morally within...
Not even more, as close as you can without flying too close to the sun. Like, he's so close to saving the world that he's going to lose his mind.
I think there's nuance there, because I would say that Dylan, having been in his apartment, which you have too, there are a lot of plastic lamps and cute lights that were probably made by China.
Yeah.
That might have
but
been...
he doesn't speak out against like that stuff.
No. Okay. I see. In the practice,
he speaks
what
out
you preach.
Against...
In the practice,
what you preach.
Well.
Yeah. Whatever he says, generally, at least is... I notice that when I talk, sometimes it's just somebody talking, like a puppeteer of my mind. Because I talk... Some days I don't talk at all, and some days I talk 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
It just depends on whatever my life is going. There's no consistency. There's no structure. There's no schedule. It's a nightmare. I need something. That's why I'm trying to apply at retirement homes, play at 2 p.m. every day or 12 p.m. every day, come home, make dinner, have a normal life, have a family, raise a family, still be a musician, still get to sing Marty Robbins songs and old songs because it's to older people. So that would help my structure. But anyway, tangent. Wait. I lost where I was going.
Oh, you were saying that our friend Dylan, who's been on this
Dylan
podcast,
walks his talks. He talks his walk.
And
you talk your walk.
I try.
Well, how's your love life going?
So it's filled with nuance.
Yeah, you might want to bring the mic just a bit closer.
Mistakes and probably at least like a midday daytime television amount of drama.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because we were at a party and then you left for a good 25 minutes and came back.
Yeah, I am starting to talk to a new person.
That's good.
Who is in the same vein of the normal person I talk to, which is usually that they are previously committed and unavailable.
Right.
And their interest in me is generally cerebral and primal or carnal in nature, which is okay and not bad.
Yeah.
But it has become a pattern that has created problems in my life. My last situation was very similar, and we'd talked about it before, is that like I was seeing somebody whose partner was in prison and continued seeing them in ways after that partner got out of prison, and it culminated in problems.
Insane. What happened? What can you say?
I can say that we are no longer speaking.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that you were doing that while he was out of prison. The dude was out of prison?
Yeah, he was no longer in prison.
And you were tiptoeing around in his garden?
I wasn't tiptoeing.
You had those shoes and jeans on and you were just plowing through?
I put jeans on that day.
Yeah, dude.
I was marked with suffering.
You were wearing high heels for boys.
Actually, sometimes I wear high heels for ladies, but that's not important.
Sometimes I wear high heels.
And I think that probably hurt his feelings more, is that people were tipping around with the guy wearing high heels for ladies.
Because he was one of those. Of course, he was in prison.
Yeah, some of those people are holographics and like one of those homophones.
I was like, who's holographic?
I'm just saying that
he's a homophone.
I think that people have an issue with fidelity.
Is that irony if you're a homophobe and your girl cheats on you with a...
I don't know. I think that people have a lot of issues around possession, and I think those issues around possession are why people cheat, because if there's an honest conversation about it, generally people can be amenable or be honest about that feeling. But I think especially for cis straight men, it is... extra difficult.
I'm one of those.
Yeah, I'm aware, but I think it's.
I just wanted anybody to know that I'll say it. Yeah. I'm proud.
cis and proud. Yeah,
Cis and proud.
Love that for you.
I don't want anyone to think I'm ashamed or afraid, or I'm going to be judged for that.
No, I think that's important. Just be who you are. But
I just am who I am, dude.
I think that there's a stigma, an additional fear for people who are cis and straight, generally, not everybody, but generally,
right.
Having infidelity occur with somebody who does not identify as cis and straight, or who is queer, or who is
You're
of
saying
the other
they
gender.
bang people like that, or they get left for people like that?
Or that they feel extra hurt, rather than like if somebody's partner had cheated on them with another cis man, in which they can do the I'm going to fight because we're men thing.
I'm a better guy.
Being that, like,
I always thought it was the opposite. Like, I don't
Really?
I want someone as different from me as possible, because then I know it wasn't me.
you can rationalize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand
If
that
it's
too.
another me, I'm like, oh, she just wanted a new me. I need to fight that guy. But
I don't know.
Honestly,
maybe.
I haven't felt jealousy issues since. I mean, I really ran amok of my drama in high school and shortly thereafter. But like, most of it's been gone. I don't have possession issues anymore.
That's
I don't
good.
feel jealousy anymore. I was watching White Lotus, and speaking of Aubrey Plaza, she was on that, and she makes you feel jealous. She reminds you of what that's like.
I think that most people get to a point in their life where they've been done dirty or gone through a really hard thing, and really come to terms that people are going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And they kind of can let go.
That was one of the themes of the show.
Yeah, you can let go of that investment, but I think that there's a lot of folks who are really tied to the idea that a person belongs to them, and that's a really hard concept.
It is wild.
Not saying that I'm necessarily...
Is that what marriage is?
Well, actually, marriage is the concept of owning people as property,
So
which is why it was invented off of like the traditional theistic Catholic church of property owning as taking women in as property, because then you're transferring property with family ties from a monogamous Christian
I lost
standpoint.
you at like one of those big words. I lost you at. Theology.
Yes.
I was kept thinking about theology.
Theology, yeah, Christianity.
Which I was like Theovanisms. Like, man, I had a brother down in Tennessee with a wooden shirt.
Exactly, and specific
Theoisms.
marriage with the specific theology of white people sky daddy. That version of theology.
Oh, Sky Daddy. I know
Daddy.
Sky. I've heard of Sky.
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Or whatever version, the Easter Bunny,
Krampus.
Krampus, the Magic Sand Wizard Carpenter, whichever one you subscribe to.
Jesus.
What?
The Magic Sand Wizard Carpenter.
Yeah.
Is that yours, or did you steal that from
Oh,
someone?
that's Jesus.
No, I know, but did you make up?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I mean, I always like to think of historical figures as like D&D classes.
Sand Wizard.
And so I
these are
imagine Jesus
sand
is like
archetypes.
an earthbender wizard with like a carpentry
Carpentry
proficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played Jesus in D&D?
Not yet.
That would be a great character.
I know that Benjamin, another friend we have, who's also a musician, fantastic guitar player.
Who also is in your company.
He's also my business partner.
Who's also your cousin.
He's also my cousin.
Who's also your roommate.
I mean, well, yeah. But he played Krampus in his last campaign.
Really?
Yeah, he played Krampus.
No way.
With two knives that punished people. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of it. I wasn't invited.
You heard about it.
I heard lots of good things.
Dude, that's super cool.
But yeah,
Nice.
it's good stuff.
Well, we're nearing the closeout finale.
We're the finale.
Yeah, which let's think. What's a good finale? I don't like to plan too much on these episodes.
I've noticed that there's not a whole lot of structure.
No, I
we
don't
didn't
like-
really have an agenda.
No, I like to just chat.
Okay, just to chat. I like it.
When I get bands in here, sometimes I'll have an agenda, but most of the time it's just a big chat.
I
dude.
liked it. This was actually, I enjoyed it.
It makes
quite a
the
bit.
hosting part easier, at least. Maybe that's why I do it, because I don't have the mental capacity to do any more than this.
Right. I mean, I think a couple of bullet points would have been nice to talk about.
I think we hit them.
We hit them. We just found them. We felt them.
We've got
them out.
more bullet points, I feel like.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have my notes here and I feel like it doesn't go good, but honestly, it's fine either way because
I
it's
get
a
it.
podcast.
I mean, honestly, like some of the best times I've gotten away with writing a paper is when I didn't do a rough draft.
Yeah.
So like, I definitely feel like sometimes having a draft, having a plan and research really benefits you. Sometimes like the incoherent ramblings of two people with mental divergencies is just, you just end up with a better paper.
Yeah. It's fun. It's creative. It's a creative thing. Well, make sure you guys check out Jordan Waits on Capitalize This, a solo podcast where he just spits facts right into the microphone at you. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
If you could give people advice, young people, since we're not necessarily in that category anymore in anyone's eyes besides 70-year-olds.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's give some advice to people just out of college. Okay. That way we can be smart. We can tell them what we've learned.
Yeah. So let's kind of talk about letting go, Wu Wei or Epictetus, however you want to say it. Like, learn to let shit go. Because the only thing that you're promised in life is that you're going to fucking die. So try not to take yourself too seriously. Try to find happiness in the little moments. Don't expect too much out of life because it's going to let you down. And someone does you dirty, you don't have to leave them in your life, but let that shit go. Move on. Wow. Smoke a bowl. Do your thing.
And that's learned from experience.
Yeah.
And the greatest part about advice like that is most people are incapable of listening to it, but they will remember it when they're going through it.
They'll remember it when they learn it on their own.
Yep. And I think that's learning, right?
That's how it goes.
Like you got your book learners and you got your real life experiencers, your hands in the dirt people, but you need them both at all times.
Yeah.
Head in the clouds, hands in the dirt. That's Gary Vee. You got to have someone you got to be thinking of good ideas. You got to be having goals, sky high goals, but you also have to do the dirty work.
Agreed. I think that I've read lots of books of how to like not shoot myself in the foot.
Oh, I've read a book.
But I learned best after blowing my fucking toes off.
Right.
Yeah.
And my best one was learning Smash Bros. Because at one of my old jobs, I would just read about Fox, like Shine Out a Shield and like Wave Dash, Up Smash, and all this good stuff. And I'm like, what are they really talking about, though? Because I don't know everything. And then I get in there and I fight someone, and I make the mistakes, and I see the frame advantage and the frame rate, and I see that, oh, that's what they meant.
Yeah.
But if I didn't read that first, I wouldn't have vocabulary to verbalize it, but would I still learn it? It's kind of like music, too. People don't know theory, but they still know how to play.
Yes. I think it's really important when you learn lessons that you're able to talk about them in language that allows other people to understand your experience.
Yeah, I like that too. I've always thought that because I don't like not knowing the names of stuff.
Yeah.
I like to know what I'm talking about and like, because then you can dive deeper, I feel like. Yeah. And come up with more, like, instead of just talking about pitch, because I know the word pitch, I can go deeper and talk about intonation. And then go deeper and talk about the harmonic system. And yeah, I don't.
Well, I mean, pitches ain't nothing but tricks and chords. So, like, I feel you.
Picks and chords?
Picks and chords?
That's what it should have been.
That should have been better. That would have been better.
That would have been good.
I stand by my joke, but that would have been better.
What is the, oh, well, I already forgot it. Bitches.
Pitches.
Pitches. Oh, yeah. Pitches ain't nothing but picks and chords.
I got 99 problems, but pitch ain't one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Actually, pitch is a very big problem for me.
Yeah,
if anyone hears me sing, that's a really big problem.
I got 99 problems, and most of them are the pitch.
Yeah.
Most of them are the pitch, and some of them are the tone.
Structure, rhythm.
Yeah. Form. Yeah.
Tuning sometimes. There's a lot of problems.
Stage presence. Fashion.
Yeah.
My
Anxiety.
Yeah, my dad left. No, just... Don't wear that shirt.
You know, the funny thing is you get older, and the problem isn't that your dad left. Now the problem is like, he's trying to come back.
Right.
Yeah, and you're like, no, dad, stay out.
Yeah. Don't.
Advice to the kids, don't let your dad come back.
Yeah,
he left for cigarettes 20 years
he's
ago.
Out, don't let him back in.
Don't let him back in.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that. My guy left and didn't try to come back.
Oh, he's just gone.
I don't know if he left. I think that he was told to leave. I'm not sure.
Have you had that conversation?
When I was 5, and I think my mom said that she told him to get the fuck out of here.
Hit the road.
Yeah, and then my dad, who I call my dad, Mike, is super dope. And I've been watching all these shows about kids who are like mad at their dad and dads who have kids that are mad at them. Thanks for being there, Dad. I should probably give him a call and just thanks for never making me feel like you weren't there.
I got one of those too. Like sometimes it's like you played Magic the Gathering, the card game.
When I was like 5.
Or like Pokemon, whatever.
Yeah, I played all those.
Yeah. It's kind of like sometimes you get handed a bad dad, and they're like, all right, you got to put that dad to the graveyard. Sometimes literally, sometimes figuratively, and you draw another dad, and you get like, oh fuck yeah, I'm a chop. Sweet. This dad's got higher HP,
Machop.
better attack.
I got a better dad.
I got a way more rounded team with this dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, you don't get much up.
No, sometimes you got to keep the hand you're dealt.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you throw the one in the graveyard and you get nothing, right? I don't remember how Pokemon works.
I mean, I think sometimes that's a victory too.
Yeah. Sometimes no dad is better than a bad dad. That's my advice.
Oh yeah, you're part of the Bad Dad Club. We have a club at my house. It's called the Bad Dad Club.
What is that?
It's all the people who have bastard original fathers that we like.
Nice.
Yeah, and we sit and have coffee and just talk shit about our dads.
That's a great podcast.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that, but I'm remembering that you're part of the Bad Dad Club.
Yeah,
so
I'll come
welcome.
talk shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even have a bad dad. I have two.
You have a
great
bad
dads.
original dad.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, like I have a good
Bad
dad.
original
Yeah.
dad doesn't sound as good as bad dad.
The bad dad's better.
Yeah. What about the bastard boys or like bastard house or something?
Bastard house, like the bad. I mean, are we bastards for that? I don't think bastard's an insult anymore. I think most people are born out of wedlock.
It's a cool word. It's kind of a metal thing to say.
I don't think I'm cool enough for it. I'm pretty fucking
Bastard.
like not cool.
I'm a battered bastard of baseball. You see that?
I'm
watch
gonna
that.
try and sound cool. I'm a bad bastard. It felt wrong. It didn't feel right.
Didn't work.
It didn't work.
Excuse me.
Felt cringe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me try. I'm fucking cool. I'm such a cool guy. I don't like you.
I'm grizzled and not in touch with my emotions.
Stoicism.
Stoicism's all right.
Stoicism.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a weird voice. Yeah.
Well,
With the sound of that. That's how you know that you've run out of podcast material. So we'll see you guys next week. Enjoy your February. Don't forget, you have the entire month of February to win this guitar.
yo. Also, it's Black History Month, so like, go listen to some BB King or some shit.
Listen to BB King, the leader.
Yeah, Robert Johnson. Like, get in touch with some of them black blues.
Yeah, go listen to blues.
Yeah.
That's what you can do is go listen to some real blues and try to find the connections, even in like popular music, even in like early 2000s, like Kesha and like all this stuff. There's blues everywhere. Anyone that goes, yeah, that's blues. Even if it's, ooh, 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 right? That's blues.
Yeah.
Even though it's not, yeah. But go listen to yourself some, yeah. Whoa. Nailed it.